math and science, or why should it be your priority? Companies today, anybody heard of Google?
Yeah.
Intel?
Yeah.
Microsoft?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Today, the national unemployment rate we hear is about 9%, right? 16 to 20% in the African American community with no job right now, having a tough time finding a job. However, in the high-tech community, some of these engineering managers that we have in here, guess what the unemployment rate is about? About 0%. Would you think a little more math and science in the curriculum, if it got you to a zero unemployment situation, would be worth it? Raise your hand if you agree. Yes. All right, now we talk. Now, here's another critical fact. Why should more math and science be in your curriculum? Well, number one, this is for you guys. By the year 2020, that's not that far away. That was like, I remember when I was in college, they were talking about 1999, the year 2000, I'm dating myself. And you know, computers are going to crash, the world is going to come to an end. Well, in 2020, guys, the world is not going to come to an end. You will, if you're lucky, you will be here. And you will be an adult. Yes, well, you earn your money. Thank you, dear. All right. 120 million American jobs will be high pay, high skilled. What does this mean? If you're not highly skilled, you won't get paid. We need more people in the math and science arena. That's why this is important. Question: who's to blame? Let's take a look at what's going on, because some people may say, how many people question whether or not the the government pays enough for your education? How many people wonder if that's an issue? Well, what you'll be understand is, since 1971, per student has gone from $4,000 annually to over $9,000 a year on your education. According to the Cato Institute, they actually say the number's a little higher, around $15,000 a year goes towards your education. This is before you even get to college. Okay? Some colleges and universities only cost $15,000 or $20,000 a year. But we're spending that. So what is really to blame? Let's understand. Now, this is in the entire U.S. The U.S. as a whole, even though we're spending anywhere between $9,000 and $15,000 a year, in the U.S. as a whole, reading scores have gone down, and math is no better. What are we doing wrong? Here was one solution. Anybody heard of No Child Left Behind Act? You've heard of that debate and that argument. Okay? Let's understand. This was a joint effort by the Democrats and the Republicans to solve the problem of the U.S. lagging. Okay? Matter of fact, they did a study in science and math of 29 developed countries on science and math, and the U.S. came in 23rd. Now, this was the top 5% of our educated people in America. Came in 23rd in the world, against 20, and when they were put up against 29 other developed nations. Now, what they decided to do was come up with No Child Left Behind. The goal of this program was by the year 2010, have we passed that? Was that every student in the U.S. would be 100% proficient in reading, math, and science. Let's see if it worked. They did a study in 2009, just a couple of years ago, of 8th graders, which may have been some of you, because those 8th graders now are what, 9th and 10th graders, right? And in this study, the proficiency in math in the state of Alabama was 18% just 2 years ago. Mississippi, 14%. New Jersey, 40%. New York, 30%. Connecticut, 35%. Arizona, 26%. You ready for this? California, 20%. I preempted it. You ready for this? Washington, D.C., 12%. Right. Let's check out national graduation rates. We see we have an average national graduation rate of about 70%. Okay? Now, we got to understand why this is important. Before 1970, in the U.S., we were the best, the most educated in the world. Okay? Today, we're lagging behind most developed countries, especially in math and science. Now, that's national. Let's take a look at how our Maryland graduates are doing. Now, with 70% average graduation nationally, according to the State Department of Education, Maryland's graduation rate was around 86%. Give yourselves a round of applause. The concern, though, because we're lagging in that math and science, that debate you want to fight me on that extra hour and a half a day. The problem is when we graduate, let's take a look. The University of Maryland is designed to accept about 1/3 of the graduating students from schools in the state of Maryland. However, most freshmen will have to take remedial classes before you can even get into your college level classes. Time for a little truth telling. Time for a little shaking the weeds. How many people other than me in your freshman year in college had to take remedial courses? Look around, guys. I went to a high school that didn't prepare me properly for college. So I'm not talking about what I heard, I'm talking about what I know. So I had to spend a whole semester or my freshman year wasting time, then catching up that second and that summer because I wasn't properly prepared. Why are we having Project ENRICH? We don't want you to feel that pain. We want you to go right into college, prepared day one to hit the ground running. Why is this important? Because there are neighboring counties, Fairfax County, Montgomery. Their students coming, some of these are the top performing school districts in America. These students come into class, into their freshman year, ready to matriculate, take no remedial classes. That means they're a year or two ahead of you already. And then when you get older, it gets harder to catch up. So we want to right now we want to work with you to make sure it's happening. Now our goal is to assist you to make sure that you have to take no remedial classes. Everybody stand up who wants to take no remedial classes when you go to college. So let's say it together. No remedial classes. No remedial classes. Thank you very much. Okay, let's take a look at Prince George's County graduation rate. You are some of the highest level in America, 84% graduation rate average. Give yourself a round of applause. Now, the problem is, again, we want to make sure that you don't have to take remedial classes when you get to college. Okay? Why is a good education important? Here's why. Because we don't want, we got to deal with this statistic. I was in Cleveland last week, and there's an incredible judge that went to Howard University, graduated from Howard University Law School, graduating class in 1977 out of Howard University. He's a judge there in the court in Cleveland. He has a program. And I was there last week, and he brought us into the courtroom to speak to over 150 people who had a misdemeanor, who they were trying, and these were African-American judges. Only 3 of them in the entire courthouse that took, now here's the program. If you had committed a felony, you were on your way, a misdemeanor, you were on your way to committing a felony. What they found is that the majority of people who don't have a high school education or a GED commit the most crimes. Or recidivate, which means they continue to commit crimes. So what happens is, they have a program where they say, if you go get your GED, we'll give you 2 years. If you'll agree with us and work with us to go get your GED, you won't have to go to jail. The courtroom was packed. It's for people who are 19 and 34 years of age. Please look up that program and give all the support you can get now. This is why it's important. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, Annual Statistical Report 2007-2008, 75% of people who, recidivists just means they kept on repeating crimes, have no high school diploma or GED. Simply just making sure we get our people to graduate. Our students all around America will make sure that they commit fewer crimes. That's why education is important. My goal today, Omega Psi, the minimum Omega Psi Phi fraternity, Gamma Pi chapter, Project ENRICH, our goal is to empower you. We want to make sure that you understand life can be great with a great education and great attitude. Run to the good teachers, guys. Everybody knows who knows who the good teachers are. Stick up under those good teachers. We have any educators in the room? Stand up. Please stand up. All our educators. Give them a round of applause. I believe you all are great students. That's why you're here today. Moving forward, what do you see yourself doing after college? Give me some jump up. Go ahead. What's your name, man? After you graduate, after school, what do you see yourself doing after high school?
My name is Erica. What I see myself doing after high school is going to university, a 4-year university, and get a master's degree.
Come on now. Who else? Go ahead. Stand up right there. Go ahead.
My name is Sabrina. I'm a senior. I plan on going to a 4-year institution and becoming a pediatrician.
Pediatrician. All right. So you in that top page. You got the handout. You on that first page, right? That last page. Okay, we don't deal with that. Okay, all right. You know what I'm talking about. Those who get the handout. Go right ahead. Yes, ma'am.
After high school, I see myself going to Harvard University, and I want to be a pediatric cardiologist.
A pediatric cardiologist. She wants to work on her heartbeat. Okay? I like this crowd. Man, y'all make me feel good. Now, what do you all believe? Give me those two people. Who do you believe has most influenced your expectations of the future? You've been answering too many questions. You brilliant. Okay? Give me a number. Yes, sir. Your teacher's most responsible for influencing your future? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and stand up. Yes, stand up. Speak loudly. Your parents. Excellent. Yes, ma'am.
My teachers.
Your teachers. All right. Anybody else?
Friends.
Your friends. So that means we need to make sure that all your friends want to be a pediatric cardiologist, right, since they're influencing you, right? So we want to make sure we surround ourselves with the right people. Now, in conclusion, again, our goal, the Men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, Prince George's County chapter, Gamma Pi chapter, our goal is to give love and support to our youth. Our goal is to make sure that you have every tool available for you to be able to make a difference in your and our future. We need you. We need you to be well educated. You have to understand we need you. I need you when something happens to my heart to be able to have enough education to operate on me. I need you when I need to understand how to do some engineering subject that you can educate me. We need you. We need you to be able to understand that you're going to have to drown out all the noise, all the negativity that surrounds you and can be an impediment or a roadblock to your success. We're there for you. And we want to make sure that your vision is like that of your parents, your teachers, or even that of Dr. Martin Luther King or Barack Obama. And I like this guy, General Chuck Yeager. How many young people know who General Chuck Yeager is? Raise your hand. You might not know who that is. Well, he's a gentleman that was a general. He flew aircraft in World War II. And in World War II, he was very effective at shooting down the enemy. And once he developed his skills even better, there was a belief prior to 1947 that if a pilot flew a plane faster than the speed of sound, which is 761 miles an hour, that the plane would actually disintegrate. Well, he broke the speed barrier October 14, 1947, traveled faster than 760 miles an hour, actually went on to travel in 1952, flew an aircraft over 1,650 miles an hour. Now, how many of you all have a problem driving down the Beltway at 50 miles an hour? So could you possibly imagine traveling at 1,650 miles an hour and helping science move forward to understand that you can be the one that makes the difference. You can break the sound barrier. And with this, I'll simply leave you and simply say that my name is Damon Moats. It's been a pleasure to speak to you this morning. We love you very much, and I'll leave you with this. It is something that's very dear to the men of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, and we live it, we evoke it in everything that we do, and especially when we work with you, our young people. And it simply goes like this. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeon of chance, my head is blooded but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the hoard the shade. And yet the minutes of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate or how charged with punishment this world. I am the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. Have a great day.